Hi, welcome back. Epic chord progressions don't just happen. They're the result of careful planning. Planning that often grows out of melody, but we can approach it just from the motion of the chords. And that's what I want to do today. So, cue logo. Okay, there's uh, two main types of chord progressions we use diatonic chord progressions, chords that flow only from the key signature that we're in, like if we're in the key of C, we have these chords. And then there are non diatonic chord progressions. So, for instance, this note G certainly can be harmonized by the chord C. It's in the chord, but it's also in the chord E flat major. E flat major, however, is not diatonic to the key of C, but we're not going to let that stop us. Let's talk about how to make non-diatonic chords flow, act exciting, and be useful for us. So the hardest thing to do to make symphonic music sound good on when we're composing at home is to get the flow of the voices to be smooth. And there's really a couple of simple things that I want you to keep in mind. I've been talking about this with my students this semester, and it's really helped everyone as they've progressed. The first thing is that the individual voices of the chord act as individuals. Imagine an orchestra. There's somebody playing this note and somebody else playing this one. And they both need to go someplace, and they want to go not very far. So if I want to take these three notes of a C chord to E flat major, I don't want to make everybody travel this far. I want the top voice to just stay where they are. And then these two voices to move here. Using this one simple rule, I guess it's a rule of efficiency, parsimony, my teacher used to call it. You can get great results moving to very distant chords. I just played C major, E flat major, B major. Well, those chords are not related in any way. There's no key signature that has any two of those two chords in them, and yet that's a very strong sound. I'm going to add roots. It's spooky and beautiful in equal measure. And if we can get a melody that works with that, and say tones that live maybe only in the C scale, we get a pretty powerful effect. Let's try it. So here's my C chord, my E flat chord, and my B chord. So here's my melody. Notes only from the C chord, and there's other solutions. Leaps are good for epic music. We're not even talking about adding rhythm yet. Just talking about voice leading, the rule of efficiency, and how non-diatonic chords can work for us. There's a couple of ways of thinking about the non-diatonic chords. One of them is to say, I'm going to borrow chords from a parallel scale. For instance, I do love the diatonic chords of C major, but the diatonic chords of C minor are awesome too. And it gives me some unique opportunities. For instance, this chord here, the E flat major chord, the A flat major chord, and the B flat major chord all exist in C minor. So I can write a chord progression that borrows chords from the parallel minor, from C minor, even in a C major chords progression. So let's take a chord progression that goes 1, 6, 4, 5. It would sound like this. C, A minor, F, G. Now let's turn that 6th chord into the 6th chord from the parallel minor. It would be A flat major. It's a very different sound. It's beautiful. I like that D on top. Let's replace the 5 chord with a 7 chord. Little hung note there. Parallel scales offer us new sets of notes, the parallel minor in this case. If you know anything about other modes, you could apply those as well, but let's not talk about them now. Basically, Epic music loves major chords and it loves extensions. I think that's all we're going to talk about today. I had to take a little moment to consider, because really the next thing is to talk about how to use suspensions and prepared dissonance to make the chords even more interesting. But I think that's more than enough for this video. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say, any questions you might have, maybe ideas for further discussion. And if you get some value out of this, subscribe to this channel and go ahead and like it. Thanks.